Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the most shocking scandals and untold stories from reality TV. Today, we're looking at a story that shook little people big world. A story of love, betrayal, courtroom drama, and a scandal no one expected. What we are about to share will completely change everything we thought we knew about the power dynamics on Roloff farms. This isn't just family drama. It's a story of forgery, medical fraud, a power grab, and a courtroom battle so explosive that one person was reportedly taken away in handcuffs. Caryn Chandler now faces the most intense scrutiny of her life. Reports from Oregon suggest that if even half of these claims are true, Matt Roloff was only hours away from losing control of his life, his estate, and every medical decision tied to his care, all while he lay unconscious in a hospital recovery room. Here's where the story takes a darker turn. It involves a corrupt mobile notary, a manipulated timeline, and a signature experts say could not have been made by Matt. The biggest twist is the hero no one expected. It wasn't Caryn standing by Matt. It was Amy Roloff, who reportedly rushed into the legal system to protect her ex-husband from what the judge called a predatory act of exploitation. The turning point came during cross-examination, the moment that exposed the scheme and turned the courtroom upside down. In this video, we'll walk you through every part of the trial: who forged what, who was arrested, who tried to take control, and how Amy may have saved Matt's life, legacy, and future. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to Motion 24. We bring you exclusive stories and hidden truths the mainstream media won't cover. Turn on notifications. This story is far from over. For years, fans have speculated about Caryn Chandler's intentions. We've seen tension, farm negotiations, and rifts between Matt and his children, especially Zach. But now, this goes beyond reality TV drama. We're looking at possible criminal actions. Insiders say the catalyst was a high-risk surgery Matt was scheduled for earlier this month. With Matt's medical history, any surgery carries serious risks, especially around anesthesia and recovery. Allegedly, a scheme was being set up to take control of Matt's estate and medical decisions while he was vulnerable, thinking he was surrounded by people who cared about him. Reports suggest Caryn planned to execute a durable power of attorney, either because she felt her control over Matt's finances and the farm weakening, or because she wanted complete authority. A health power of attorney gives someone the ability to make life-or-death medical decisions. The problem was Matt hadn't approved this full transfer of power before surgery. What started as a domestic dispute quickly became a high-stakes legal battle. Caryn reportedly hired a mobile notary to handle the documents and rushed him into the hospital. The document was signed and time-stamped, giving Caryn full legal authority over Matt. The conflict escalated when hospital staff blocked Zach from seeing his father after surgery. Imagine being Zach. He's terrified to hear he can't visit Matt, access medical records, or have a say in his father's care because a new power of attorney makes Caryn the only decision-maker. Zach was caught off guard, learning only hours later that Matt hadn't agreed to such a broad transfer of authority. Facing these obstacles, Zach acted quickly and contacted his mother. Despite the years of divorce and distance, Amy Roloff reportedly recognized the severity of the situation. She knew Matt's handwriting patterns and understood how fiercely he valued his independence. It was hard for her to accept that he could have signed away complete authority while recovering from surgery. Amy arrived at the hospital with legal representation. She demanded a conservatorship hearing, citing fraud and endangerment. This bold move immediately stopped Caryn's authority and brought the case before a judge. The charge of fraud was serious. Amy and her team claimed Matt's signature was either forged or obtained when he was legally unable to consent due to his medical condition. The courtroom drama that followed was like a Hollywood script. Because Matt's health was at risk, the court ordered an emergency hearing. The mobile notary, Caryn's legal team, and Amy, Zach, and their attorneys all appeared. The atmosphere was tense and electric. Amy's goal was to expose the truth. The cross-examination of the mobile notary became the turning point. Amy's lawyer focused on the notary's official records, which are critical in law. Falsifying these records is considered perjury. The lawyer asked the notary to confirm his official notes. The notary testified under oath that he saw Matt sign the durable power of attorney at 3:15 p.m. in the hospital recovery room. But Amy's attorney was ready. They produced sworn statements from 3 nurses caring for Matt, along with hospital records and anesthesia logs. These documents showed that Matt was not capable of signing such a document at that time. The evidence exposed the discrepancies and highlighted that the document granting Caryn full control was fraudulent. The courtroom was stunned as it became clear that Caryn's plan had failed. Amy's quick thinking and legal action protected Matt from losing his autonomy and possibly his estate. This case demonstrates the risks of exploiting someone in a vulnerable medical state. It also highlights the importance of acting quickly when fraud is suspected, especially when health and finances are involved. Amy Roloff's decisive intervention likely prevented a serious miscarriage of justice and preserved Matt's rights. The courtroom scene went viral, showing the notary's testimony unraveling and Amy's lawyer presenting irrefutable evidence. Caryn Chandler's credibility was completely destroyed, and the emergency hearing ensured that Matt's affairs were protected while the court examined the fraud claims. After this, Amy and Zach gained temporary control over decisions, ensuring Matt's care and estate were managed safely. The court praised Amy's actions as a critical intervention, describing the act she stopped as predatory. Caryn now faces scrutiny for her role in the alleged scheme. This case is a cautionary tale about power, trust, and vigilance. It shows how quickly someone can try to take advantage of a vulnerable person and how decisive action, evidence, and legal knowledge can protect lives and legacies. Amy Roloff's swift response not only protected Matt's health, but also stopped a potential legal and financial disaster. Her actions ensured that no fraudulent documents could be used to override Matt's wishes, and the court continues to investigate the situation. The Roloff family has learned that vigilance, family unity, and legal preparedness are essential in safeguarding loved ones, especially in high-stakes scenarios. Amy's courage under pressure became the defining moment of this crisis, saving Matt from exploitation and securing his autonomy. The story isn't over yet, but the message is clear. Fraud, power grabs, and exploitation can happen in the most unexpected ways, even within families. Quick thinking, legal action, and standing up for what is right can prevent serious harm and ensure justice is served. Amy Roloff emerged as the unexpected hero, showing that even former spouses can act decisively to protect family members. Caryn Chandler now faces the consequences, and the Roloff family has been reminded that safeguarding a loved one's rights is a responsibility everyone must take seriously. This story will continue to unfold, and we will keep bringing updates as more information becomes available. The lesson is clear. Always be vigilant, protect those who are vulnerable, and never underestimate the power of acting decisively when fraud or abuse is suspected. Matt Roloff was still heavily sedated from general anesthesia at 3:15 p.m. He was completely unconscious, not just dozing. How could a man in that state possibly sign a complex legal document? Amy's lawyer asked this in court, breaking the defense. The courtroom fell silent. The notary, worried he might have been mistaken about the timing, began to stutter and sweat, trying to retract his statement. But Amy's lawyer wasn't done. The case turned forensic. Along with medical records, the lawyer used hospital surveillance footage and visitor logs to support the claim. The footage reportedly showed the notary in the hospital cafeteria at 3:15 p.m., exactly when he claimed to witness the signing in Matt's recovery room. He was allegedly sitting with Caryn Chandler. Instead of being upstairs in the recovery room, they were downstairs, allegedly plotting to forge the signature and timestamp. Taking advantage of Matt's vulnerability, they allegedly faked his signature and had the notary lie in his official record to make it appear legal. The implications were serious. The plan involved deceiving a man who could not consent. The pressure on the notary grew. Confronted with security footage and the threat of perjury charges, he reportedly confessed. He admitted in court that Matt never signed the document and that he had been forced to confirm it. He claimed Caryn was behind the plan, wanting the power of attorney finalized before Matt woke up so she could control his finances and the farm. The courtroom gasped. Even Caryn's own witness reportedly turned against her. The judge's reaction was swift and harsh. Using a courtroom to legitimize fraud against a vulnerable patient is serious, and the judge called it one of the most predatory acts he had ever seen. The judge immediately revoked the power of attorney, declaring it null and void from the start. He then held the notary in contempt of court and ordered him jailed, anticipating criminal charges for forgery and perjury. Next, the judge addressed Caryn. Her actions were labeled reprehensible. Her control over Matt was removed, and the court appointed his children as interim conservators, with Amy likely serving as an advisor. Caryn was explicitly barred from making any healthcare or financial decisions for Matt. The case was also referred to the district attorney for criminal investigation for elder abuse and fraud. Caryn's attempt to take control had been completely dismantled. This was not a minor penalty. The whole family dynamic had changed. Amy Roloff emerged as a hero. She acted not for fame, but to protect Matt, her children's father, and a human being who had been exploited. Without her intervention, Matt could have been helpless. Reports say that once Matt recovered and learned what had happened, he was devastated by the betrayal but deeply grateful to Amy and the children. The notary being taken away in handcuffs, while Caryn faced a criminal investigation, sent a clear warning. The truth will come out. Amy and the kids preserved the farm's legacy and ensured that those who manage Matt's affairs do so with his best interests in mind, not for personal gain. This incident also shows the mindset behind Caryn's actions. Experts suggest it was an act of desperation. Some speculate she wanted to prevent rumors of a split or changes to Matt's will. By obtaining the power of attorney, she could have controlled Matt's finances and future decisions. It was a risky gamble, and she lost because Zach was vigilant and Amy acted decisively. Amy has received overwhelming support from fans. Despite past conflicts, the audience recognized her courage. This case demonstrated that in a crisis, the family unit, Amy and the children, is what matters most. The hospital staff played a key role. Though they initially followed the paperwork, the nurses testified against the false timeline. Security footage confirmed their accounts. Matt had been unconscious, and the digital records exposed Caryn and the notary's scheme. Their carelessness ultimately led to their downfall. Speculation continues about the district attorney's actions. Will Caryn face jail time? Will she be barred from the farm permanently? With Matt's children monitoring his recovery, the environment has changed significantly. Amy's intervention didn't just protect Matt's property, it likely saved his sanity. Imagine waking from surgery to find someone has stolen your identity and is controlling your life. Amy risked everything to stop that from happening. The scandal also impacts the show. TLC must decide if they can continue filming with someone under investigation for fraud. This could reshape the series, focusing on the family uniting without Caryn. Fans have long suspected Caryn's motives, especially her focus on the farm. If the investigation confirms these events, it validates the audience's concerns. For those who supported Amy through the divorce and ongoing drama, this is a powerful vindication. This story shows how quickly a situation can escalate when someone tries to exploit a vulnerable person. Amy's courage, quick thinking, and legal action prevented a serious disaster and secured Matt's health, property, and autonomy. The case is still unfolding, but one thing is clear. Standing up for what's right can protect loved ones and expose wrongdoing, even in the most complex family and legal conflicts. After the courtroom drama, the Roloff family's world was forever changed. What had begun as a high-risk medical procedure turned into a battle over trust, control, and the protection of one man's rights. Amy Roloff's swift legal intervention not only saved her ex-husband from being exploited, but also sent a strong message to anyone who might think they could manipulate vulnerable individuals for personal gain. The fallout from the incident continued to ripple through the family and the wider community. Caryn Chandler's reputation, already scrutinized by fans and the media, suffered severe damage. Sources close to the Roloffs say she was publicly humiliated, and her social media accounts were flooded with criticism. Legal experts predict that if the district attorney's investigation confirms the allegations, Caryn could face serious criminal charges, including elder abuse, fraud, and conspiracy to commit forgery. The potential consequences are significant: prison time, fines, and permanent restrictions from having legal authority over Matt Roloff. Meanwhile, Amy Roloff received an outpouring of support from fans who have followed the family's journey for years. Social media platforms were full of messages praising her courage and quick thinking. Many commented that her decisive actions demonstrated not only her love for her children and ex-husband, but also her deep understanding of legal and medical systems. Amy's role as the protector of her family reinforced her position as a central figure in the Roloff family, showing that her influence extends far beyond her reality TV persona. Matt himself reportedly expressed a mix of shock, betrayal, and gratitude after learning what had happened. According to insiders, he was initially devastated that someone so close to him could attempt to take control of his life while he was incapacitated. But his appreciation for Amy and the children grew as he realized the seriousness of the situation. The ordeal reinforced his trust in family members who genuinely care about his well-being. For Matt, the events were a stark reminder of how vulnerable people can be when they are dependent on others during critical moments of life. The hospital staff also played a pivotal role. Though they initially followed protocol, their willingness to testify and provide surveillance footage was crucial in unraveling the scheme. The footage from the hospital cafeteria, showing Caryn and the notary at the exact time they claimed to be witnessing the signing, provided undeniable proof of manipulation. Hospital administrators later confirmed that the staff acted ethically, prioritizing patient welfare over bureaucratic protocol, which ultimately helped prevent a serious injustice. Legally, this case has been described by attorneys as a textbook example of how quickly fraud and elder abuse can escalate into criminal investigations. The judge's decision to immediately revoke the power of attorney and assign interim conservatorship to Matt's children highlighted the severity of the offense. It also reinforced the principle that courts will act decisively to protect vulnerable individuals, especially when their health and autonomy are at risk. The judge's actions sent a clear message: exploiting someone under sedation is not just morally reprehensible, it is a criminal act. From a family perspective, the aftermath has strengthened bonds between Amy, Matt, and the children. Zach Roloff, who first noticed irregularities and reached out to his mother, is now widely credited with helping to prevent the worst-case scenario. His attentiveness, combined with Amy's decisiveness, ensured that Matt remained protected. Family insiders say that Matt now feels more secure knowing that his children and Amy are actively involved in safeguarding his interests. The media coverage of the case has also influenced public perception. While reality TV often blurs the line between scripted drama and real-life events, this situation demonstrated that the Roloff family's conflicts have tangible, serious consequences. Many viewers who previously focused on interpersonal disagreements on screen now understand the real-world implications of legal and financial manipulation. Social media discussions reflect a shift in narrative. Amy is seen as a hero, Caryn is viewed with skepticism, and the importance of legal protection for vulnerable adults has become a hot topic. In terms of the ongoing investigation, legal experts suggest that the district attorney's office will review all evidence, including hospital records, surveillance footage, witness testimony, and the notary's confession. Charges could include elder abuse, fraud, conspiracy, and perjury. If convicted, Caryn could face jail time, fines, and restrictions on her ability to manage any estate or act in a fiduciary role. The case has already set a precedent, showing how hospitals, legal systems, and family members can collaborate to prevent exploitation. The impact on Little People, Big World is also under discussion. Producers face difficult decisions about how to continue filming given the legal scrutiny surrounding Caryn. Some sources speculate that upcoming episodes may focus more on family unity, Matt's recovery, and Amy's role in protecting the family, rather than including Caryn in any significant capacity. TLC may also explore storylines highlighting the importance of safeguarding vulnerable adults and exposing unethical behavior. This could fundamentally change the show's direction, prioritizing real-life challenges over manufactured drama. Financially, the farm is reportedly secure, thanks to the swift legal intervention. Had the power of attorney gone unchallenged, Caryn could have controlled Matt's assets, potentially jeopardizing the farm and future income. Now, with interim conservatorship assigned to Matt's children, the farm's finances remain transparent and protected. Amy is expected to continue advising on key decisions, ensuring that Matt's legacy remains intact and that the farm is preserved for future generations. The psychological effects on the family cannot be understated. Experiencing betrayal and attempted manipulation while a loved one is incapacitated is traumatic. Experts say that Matt and the children will likely benefit from counseling and therapy to process the events. The experience underscores the importance of vigilance, communication, and legal awareness in families with complex estates or health concerns.